Hi, welcome to the office. I'm Wild Child Luxy, and today I will be talking about amphibians. It's the herp of the month, and we're going to talk about amphibians of the U.S. Frogs and toads and newts and salamanders right here at home. There are two significant groups of amphibians. That's frogs and toads and newts and salamanders. We also have caecilians, but they so hard to keep among hobbyists, so too many people don't have them. There's like no clear distinction between frogs and toads. The only thing you would have is frogs are aquatic to semi-aquatic, and toads are strictly terrestrial with dry, warty skin. Well, they both, when breeding season, they both return to the water to spawn. You have some frogs that's extremely aquatic, like African clawed frogs and the pippa, that's the Suriname toad in lay terms. But I'm gonna show you some great toads and frogs that's right here native at home. Stay tuned. So, although times frogs and toads and newts and salamanders, they may stray from water, but they always return to breed. And they spawn turns into tadpoles. And these tadpoles develop gills for breeding purposes. But once they start to metamorphose into adult frogs and toads and salamanders, the gills kind of disappear and they kind of develop lungs for breathing. So today I'm going to show you the first frog. Well, actually it's a toad. Remember, all toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. This little guy is an American toad. It's an Eastern American toad, Bufo americanus. And it's found in the eastern and central United States. This one right here is actually native to Illinois. It's on the list of herps of Illinois. And they are insectivorous. They are nocturnal. You can find these mostly, coming out at night or after a heavy rain. And what makes them so unique, they often is confused like with other toad species like the fowlers and the woodhouse toad. But if you really know what you're looking for, you can spot American toad by you know, its patterns and different colorations. Just like the underbelly has, if you can like really see it good, the underbelly has spots. But now if it was a woodhouse toad, which I'm going to show you, a woodhouse toad, you know, it's like plain. It's either plain yellowish or a creamish color. And more than likely sometime like where the two toads like coexist, they also hybrid. You know, I have found like, you know, American toad / Fowler hybrids, and I have found American toad / woodhouse hybrids, and they're pretty neat. This was actually one for my collection. It also I uses it a lot of times, you know, when I do like Herps Illinois exhibits. American toads, cool. I'm gonna show you the next frog. So the next frog is very unique, and it's a predator in his own right. My favorite frog. You know, it had landed its way on the Budweiser commercials, and I mean, even as, you know, state representatives like the state of Oklahoma, different things, and it's very cool. And this is the American bullfrog. It has powerful hind legs, webbed feet. These are most of the time mistaken for green frogs. But the difference between a green frog and a bullfrog, a bullfrog lacks the dorsolateral stripes, the dorsolateral lines that's coming down the back. And that's how you tell the difference from a bullfrog or a green frog. These are nocturnal frogs. They come out at night, but they also active during the day. You can hear them calling. They mate in the spring. It takes 2 years for a bullfrog's tadpole to metamorphose into a frog. And they like lakes and streams and rivers, and they feed on just about anything they can overpower. This one right here, I feed it adult mice. You know, I go in, I have a mice on the foresnips, and I hold it over it, and it just yum. Anything it can pretty much fit into its mouth, it'll eat. So in the wild, you can see them eating, you know, small mammals such as mice and small birds, and they also love dragonflies and all type of insect matter. And they pretty cool. They are pretty cool. I mean, this one is just big. Look how big he is. Get a load. It's just big. Oh, and another thing, like when you handling frogs, I mean, I meant to tell you this when we was talking about the toad. When you handle amphibians drink through their skin. So their skin is like really delicate to human hands. So what you want to do is you want to keep your spray bottle on hand. You want to kind of like wet and mist your hand before, you know, handling the frog. And you don't always want to handle your frogs because, you know, it can kind of be bad and stressful for them. They are better looked at than, you know, played with. So keep that in mind out there. And I'll talk about the next frog. Yep, and frogs are real cool. I spend most of my time, you know, doing the herping season. That's all I herp for. Most of the guys I know, they mostly snake herpsmen. You know, they head down the snake road. You know, they got their hooks and their chaps and whatnot. And for me, I stay right here at home. I know all the great frog action, all the good herping spots for amphibians, whether it's tiger salamanders, toads, and you name it, chorus frogs and spring peepers. So while everybody headed down south, I'll be right here at home, right here in the, you know, because the amphibians like it nice and cool, right here in the cool weather. I have on my water boots, my wading boots, and a nice warm jacket and a net and a camera. That's all I need. Amphibian herping rocks, you know. But the next frog, the next toad, like I say, frogs are toads. I mean, toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. Let's get that right. But yeah, this is a Rocky Mountain toad. These are found in more than the western regions. And if you don't want to say Rocky Mountain toad, you could just say woodhouse toad. They look just like American toads, but only they lighter in appearance, and they have a long light stripe running down the back. They pretty much got the same setup as far as an American toad. Eastern American toad is more shy. You know, they like a lot of hiding spots, but this one, you know, they dig in the substrate, whatever you got it in, or even in the wild. You can see these out on like a misty or a rainy night. They just come out and they just hop right on past you. When American toads, you know, they kind of be stealthy, you know, with their activity, you know. But they pretty cool. They eat much the same things as American toads. They're insectivorous, and like I say, ooh, don't jump nowhere. People want to see you. They oftentimes hybrid with fowlers and Eastern American toads. And I'm Wild Child Luxy, and this has been Herp of the Month.